have we learned this week and really the past however many years once we started following Donald Trump's draining of the swamp? If you are liberal, whether you are in the media, you are gaslighting, you are lying. Whether you are a congressman or woman, you are gaslighting, you are lying. No matter what you are as a liberal, you are gaslighting, you are deflecting, and you are lying. Well, Jemele Hill is back. Jemele Hill is back and handing out trash take, well, like it's going out of style. Jemele Hill participated in an article accusing ESPN, if you can believe this, of white and right-wing favoritism. Really? Let the gaslighting begin. Look, even the guys at ESPN that were the bosses told me, hey, man, we got to get some brothers and sisters in here after George Floyd. And they did. If you think Elle Duncan and her ilk are talented enough to be on the leading sports network, you're out of your mind. They have the right demographic. They have the right color. They have the right race. And then to get up on TV, these idiots, and espouse liberal beliefs and have a scripted interview, well, with old Biden, that tells you all you need to know about what's going on at ESPN, including squelching a interview which would have been massive between Feinbaum and the current 47th president, Donald Trump. But hey, let the gaslighting begin. And there is nobody better at it than Jemele Hill in the world of sports. In the world of politics, they're all better. But Jemele Hill, who has proven herself to be completely useless, unlikable, unwatchable, she's trying really hard. Pat McAfee and Stephen A. Smith prove that you don't have to stick to sports if you favor the right. Karan J. Phillips headlines the piece on a site called News One. Now, if you don't remember, let's go to it. Bobby Barack. If Phillips' name sounds vaguely familiar, he's a former Deadspin writer who falsely accused a 9-year-old Kansas City Chiefs fan of wearing blackface by using a deceptive photo that showed only one side of the kid's face, which was, by the way, red and black, the colors of the Chief. Karan J. Phillips is a scumbag, a total useless scumbag. His partners at the New York Daily News that worked with him have told me this as such. I have it all in here. He is a dirtbag of unprecedented proportions, and it fits that he and that other dirtbag, Jemele Hill, would work together. But they've become inconsequential, but we like talking about it. They have nothing to offer in terms of what? Sports, analysis, nothing. So they use and worship race like a religion. And his latest drivel. Phillips argues ESPN allows Smith and McAfee to break its ban on politics because they are white and conservative. Yes, you read that correctly. Stephen A. Smith is now a white man. This is what I'm saying. They could look dead at you and say, Dakich, you have hair. Maybe on my ass. They lie, they gaslight, they deflect. It's what evil people do, and we see it every day. And we're sitting back watching the fallout of the Epstein. Now, Phillips and Hill are just pathetic losers that you make fun of, and we like to do that. But anyway, he's arguing that Stephen A. Smith is white and conservative. The network's two biggest personalities are getting away with it so much of what the company's former black talent could never do. Oh, okay. That's fine. I mean, you lose me when you say first, former black talent couldn't do. Number one, Smith shouldn't be allowed to do it because, well, he doesn't provide anything. Number two, McAfee, hey, man, it ain't ESPN that runs this show. It's McAfee that decided to lease his show, or it's ESPN that decided to lease his show. Now, look, Jemele, you were widely unpopular. You and Michael Smith were the milk and the toast of SportsCenter 6 or what, I can't remember what you called it. Anyway, here is the rebuttal. First and foremost, Stephen A. Smith is not white. It appears Phillips was so giddy to use the race angle that he failed to notice how including Smith as a co-lead in the article undermined the entire thesis. As evidenced by the blackface debacle, editing and facts are not really Phillips's thing. Second, Smith is not conservative. He's actually quite liberal. Third, ESPN doesn't allow Smith to discuss politics. His political commentary lives on his independently owned podcast and during appearances on cable news. In his latest contract, he specifically negotiated the right to discuss political issues outside of ESPN. As for McAfee, there's no evidence he's conservative or liberal. He seems like someone who doesn't care much. I know, Pat, he doesn't about politics, nor does he have strong feelings either way. Here's an exchange between these two idiots, these two mental midgets, Phillips and Hill. Phillips, I reached out to some former high-profile black ESPN employees to ask their thoughts on the current environment at the company and whether they have enjoyed similar freedoms during their time there. When you were at ESPN, what would have happened if you pitched the idea of having a black president on the air who had been impeached twice, was a convicted felon, and was a catalyst for January 6th, denying election results, wanted millions of Americans to starve during the holidays, and has a history of disrespecting the troops like McAfee did? The answer wouldn't be just no, but a hell no. Really? All right. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? ESPN, who owns Feinbaum's stuff, pulled Feinbaum off the air when he teased a run for the Senate, conservative run for the Senate, and discussed how they wouldn't let him interview Trump. Stephen A. Smith was fine, no problem whatsoever, when he discussed running for president as a Democrat. See where we're at here? Contrary to what Phillips and Smith, or Phillips and what's her name, Hill, one's a white guy, Feinbaum. Contrary to them, one's a black guy, Smith. ESPN publicly condemned Sage Steele for questioning Obama's views on biracial Americans. The network said nothing when L. Duncan praised Michelle Obama on air this past summer. See where we're at here? Black lady, conservative, reprimanded, fired. Ooh, but they did pay Sage Steele a lot of money. Whatever L. Duncan claims to be on whatever day, Democrat, liberal, praising, liberal, Michelle Obama, America's biggest whiner. See what we're doing here? Speaking of Duncan, she protests Republican legislation in Florida, erroneously lying to the American people, dubbing it "Don't Say Gay." Oh, live on ESPN television, she later asked girl dads to protest giving abortion rights back to states from the desk of SportsCenter. Think about that. Now, protesting abortion rights is certainly a Democratic thing, and as I said, L. Duncan, whatever she claims to be, I'm sure at different times she has claimed to be white, Hispanic, black, you name it. Seems like this argument by Hill and Phillips is falling apart, as it always does. Of course, ESPN declined to comment when noted liberal moron Mina Kimes endorsed liberal moron Karen Bass for Los Angeles mayor or Tim Walz for vice president. Sage Steele, Sam Ponder, Ashley Brewer. The only three openly conservative talents at ESPN, well, they've all been let go. Meanwhile, ESPN continues to elevate partisan left-wing hack like Kimes, David Dennis Jr., Ryan Clark, Mark Jones. No, it's all gaslighting. It's all bullshit. It's what they do. And it doesn't matter whether it's in sports like Hill or I guess these folks claim to be in sports. They've never been in sports. They've never been athletes. They couldn't be an athlete. Jemele Hill's ass is this wide. She's never been able to barely walk. But anyway, long story short, it is amazing to me. He doth protest too much. They deflect like crazy. Why are they deflecting? It's all they got. You think anybody would listen to anything, even pay attention to it, if Hill and our guy Phillips sat down to have a discussion on what just happened in the NFL? Of course not. The only reason anybody listens to Mina Kimes is because she's on ESPN. Put Mina Kimes on something else, nobody's paying attention. Do you know she actually has a show on ESPN? No, it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. It's all gaslighting. And I just sit back. How many different hoaxes have there been that have been disproved? You know, Emma Jo Morris on this show famously showed me the Hunter Biden laptop, which had all kinds of ridiculous, criminal, gross, homophobic, sex, midgets, underage, you name it, Biden had it on there. Nothing done. Nah, the media, the senators, the representatives, that are telling you how awful the other side are, they're just gaslighting. We've seen it too many times. It's time we stood up to it. I actually hate it. It's got me pissed off. But these two, come on. If Phillips and Hill piss you off, that's on you. Please. If they piss you off, you're just falling into a trap that they're trying to set for the three people that actually pay attention to them that aren't crazy ass racist.